How has the retreat kind of made you more excited, if not, for any upcoming projects? Or has the retreat impacted you, how you feel about the company or in general?
So this retreat, man, it was very wholesome. I won't lie, it was very wholesome. And even though we didn't really talk about it, after all of our activities, what we did was like freestyle. And we freestyled literally for like 9 hours straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, but in a, like, it was very, I feel like we were able to get to that point of being so vulnerable with each other and with our dance because of all of the activities that led up to that. So I think taking away from that, or like going off of that, now I feel even if I don't like talk to any of the company members like immediately after, like I still feel this really strong emotional connection, and I feel a lot of emotional trust with a lot of people. So I'm taking that away. So thanks, guys. Love you. Gang, gang.
I also love how when the freestylings happened, it was all like upbeat, happy, and as the night progressed, it got more sad, emotional, dramatic,
emo tantrum.
Emo tantrum.
Essentially, yeah.
And then we had that challenge by Brendan and Emeroy at the end where they chose the song for us.
Yeah,
and that was
fun.
That was a lot of fun because that was an eclectic version of like any kind of music, and it was like, this is nice and challenging.
I feel like I know my dancers more on many levels, and as usual, I feel myself, but I also feel like everybody else have more connections than dance with each other. You know, it's not like, oh, you're a dancer, I'm a dancer.
Yeah.
It's like
very surface level.
You know, it's kind of like deeper. Like, hey, I went through the same trauma you went through, and I feel you. And I think it's the perfect example of like, we always think we suffer alone. Like, no one knows what I'm going through. It's like, actually, a lot of people know what you're going through, and they're probably going through it right now. You know, so it helps to speak out and just to say certain things, because it makes things so much more meaningful and deep. So I feel very much so connected to my dancers now. And I also feel like we feel full now. And when I say that, it's been hard because of COVID, right? We've been missing that like interpersonal relationship with each other because we haven't had the time to be like, let's go to rehearsal and then I'll go to dinner after. It's like, actually, let's get a COVID test and see if we can even do that. And, you know, so now it's kind of like we have a moment to actually connect to each other physically instead of on Zoom and do these things, you know, these types of things and really get, you know, into the nitty gritty. And although it's been 2 years, I think this one trip fulfilled that empty spot, if that makes sense.
It makes, well, what definitely excited me about the whole thing is the openness that everyone brought, because just leading previous teams, and I'm pretty sure you guys have experienced this as well, there's always sometimes that one person that's like, whatever. And they kind of like that one thing can easily be cancerous to the whole group. And it removes the immersion, can fuck up the chemistry. And then I saw none of that. There was like, if anything, if there was any sort of skepticalness, it seemed by the end of it, people were more open and bought in and more connected in some shape or form. And it just makes me excited for the other projects, especially like the other things that we can do as a group. For example, the parents of the group doing a parent tantrum thing, or people who do contemporary can do that. So there's a lot of things that we can do, and it's, for me, when it comes to the team, it's just we are sharing this time with each other, and which we don't get back. You know, with the second that's gone, it belongs to death. We don't get it back. So I want to make sure that the people that we're with, it's Stoic philosophy, memento mori. So like the people that we're with, I want to make sure that we have a good experience with each other. No matter if it's like we see each other in a month and we do a podcast like this, or we do another performance, we do another video that we have. I want us to have that deep connection with each other whenever we're doing something.